We're Marianne and Chris. In 2018, we quit the 9-to-5 and bought Trudy, our camper van.
We are currently on an adventure to drive the circumference of the world.
We had a fantastic time here, checking out alligators and just enjoying the real Florida wildlife here with Terry and Kathy. We had a good night's sleep in the field here next to their apartment block, and today we're heading to our first American campsite. The first stop today is we are back at Walmart because who forgot to light the fridge yesterday? Yes, we did. And the reality is the food we had in the fridge is all daft. So we're starting again. We're not in the habit of lighting it. And we were so excited yesterday that we forgot. So yeah, and I opened the fridge, it was about 35 degrees in there. So let's go do a bit of shopping. Okay, Walmart shopping done. Was almost a disaster because for some reason it wouldn't take our Revolut cards, even though there's credit on them. So I had to go to the ATM to get cash out, but it was all good. Actually, the ATM here was pretty good fees-wise. It only charged us like £2.50 or $2.50 charge. We managed to find a whole cooked chicken for $5.50. Bargain. Quick fuel stop. So we're just stopping off to fill up with diesel, and again, the pump doesn't accept our debit card. So Marianne's just gone in to prepay. Hopefully it works this time. Okay, all fueled up. It's funny, the card actually worked, no problems at all in the shop, but not at the pump. There you go, onto the campsite. So I've just seen our first school bus stopping with the kids, and they flick out these stop signs, and all the cars behind actually stop, which is perfect in case a kid steps out from behind the bus or something. So yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen that. There's a sign you'll recognize, Miami.
Take me to Miami.
Dee 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 dee. So if you're just driving along and wondering how big some of the mobile homes are, look at the size of that towing a truck. We've just come over a huge bridge onto an island now. We're very near Cape Canaveral, which is where we got the campsite booked. So here you go, we're just going over to the next island. You can see how windy it is today from all the white top waves. And over there is the most humongous cruise ship. I thought it was a hotel. Marianne's like, no, that is a cruise ship. Welcome to Jetty Park Beach and Campground. Alright, there's our booking.
Did you not get your pass? What is it, a reservation?
For the campsite for one night.
Last name?
Fisher.
That's the one.
That's the one.
I'm going to send you for registration.
Okay.
So around that corner, you'll see a stop sign. Turn left. There's
Turn
a
left.
gate there. Put
That's
that
the code.
in.
Yeah.
Store's right in front of you. Park to the side. Go in, and we'll take care of you guys.
Thank you. Okay, so we're all checked in for one night. We have to go out, down the road, round the corner, inlet camping, number 7.
It is Scorchio.
It's very Scorchio. Back out, turn left. That's it. Down there's the sea, around the corner.
Wow, this is a great spot.
We should be in there somewhere. Some big badgers here. I think we're probably just the other side of that truck. So we just had a lovely lunch and realised that pitch number 7 has an arrow, so it's actually that side. So we're in pitch number 6, so we need to move. So if you've been following us for a while, you know that we don't normally come into campsites. In fact, we've probably only stayed in 3 campsites in the last 2 years.
We prefer those wild locations.
So with that being said, you're probably wondering why we're coming to you from a campsite.
We're only about a mile away from the Cape Canaveral space station where they do the launches. And here at the Jetty Park, it's actually the preferred campsite for viewing a launch, a takeoff of the rocket. But unfortunately, it's been postponed, cancelled,
Delayed.
delayed.
Yes, and if it wasn't delayed, it would have looked something like this. Whoa! Working off-grid, being able to charge our tech is essential.
That's why we're really grateful to have our Jackery Explorer 500.
And it's super easy to set up. All you need to do is put out the solar panel, plug it in, and let nature do the rest. So when we're not plugged into the mains, we normally have access to our 12-volt and USB points. But sometimes you need access to be able to plug in a normal socket, like with my electric razor here. And the Jackery has a 3-pinned socket. And with the Jackery, we're able to set up office away from the van in open space just about anywhere. And if you end up working late or end up on a beach, it goes dark and you want to find your way home, it's got a nifty little torch so you don't have an accident on the way. So if you want to know more about the Jackery, simply click the link in the description below. Good morning, we've woken up here on the campsite. Trudy looks a little bit dwarfed between all those big motorhomes. You can see some of the size of these trailers are bigger than coaches back home with popped out sides, and they tow them behind the tow trucks. And we're leaving this morning. We're heading south towards St. Piers, but before we did, we wanted to go and have a look at the beach. There's a little beach here. It's a bit of a flying visit. Like we said yesterday, we were planning to see the rocket that never happened, but it's all good.
Yeah.
And that's great because we're in a turtle nesting area. They've got this board here with lots of information and do's and don'ts for being on the beach. Today is really windy. I've actually ducked down behind these trees. And looking at the surf, oh my goodness, it is so wavy out there.
We've actually seen these signs in Cornwall as well, and they're absolutely invaluable because it explains that if you do get sucked out, don't start trying to come back. Don't even try. The currents and the tides are too strong, but you can indeed, once you're getting out and it starts to relax, you can come back and swim round.
So here you go, here is the beach. Fancy a bit of surfing, sailor? It's a bit windy.
I love my life. I don't want to die at sea.
You can see all the sand blowing here. It's so windy. Oh my goodness. We've just come out and suddenly off the dunes, the wind has picked up. They've got this long pier that you can come down and fish on. There's people fishing. The waves are crashing over at the end. I put the big camera away because I think we might get wet. Whoa! And just in case you're wondering why we're not taking a dip, the red flag is flying today. So we were just chatting to a local guy who said that this weather is very unusual for this time of year. It's not normally this rough. I can see why they cancelled the space launch though, can't you? Any more? Good reaction. There is a massive wave. I just jumped up and oh, there's another one. Oh, oh.
Yep, you got a wet bum fisher. Oh, there's a little baby pelican there and one of the fishermen just gave it a fish.
Not silly.
It's not silly, it's hanging out with the fisher people that look really friendly and lovely.
So after that quick stay at the campsite, we're now going to hit the road and we're heading to Fort Pierce to meet one of our followers for lunch. That's the first time I've seen a peacock's crossing sign. Have you ever seen a peacock's crossing the road sign before? I saw a peacock on the grass.
Did you?
Yeah, there was one there.
I just heard peacocks. He's not lying.
I'm not lying.
I hope you can hear that.
That's a funny noise, isn't it? And just in case you were wondering, there's at least 10, 20 peacocks right there. Oh yeah, I can see you there. Trudy is here, we're coming. I'm a real person. How are you?
I am so excited.
Thank you for inviting us. There you go. And Marianne's here.
So
Come
great.
see Trudy.
Oh, we're really well.
We've met up with Nick. Nick is a follower that we've been talking to online for ages. From Turkey originally, your background, right? There you go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we're going for lunch at Krabby's right here on the marina. We've had a fantastic lunch. The sun has come out, it's roasting.
We even have a doggy bag because the portions were massive.
Nick, come into Trudy. Is she what you imagined? Bigger or smaller?
Exactly. I have seen you guys in this vehicle so many times. So, yeah.
There is one of the new treasure boats.
Guys!
Oh, you got a sticker.
Trend, I'm now official.
Hello, family now.
Nick, thank you very much when you see this. Thanks for lunch.
Lovely wife.
Absolutely lovely. And your wife. Now we're going to go and find a park up for the night if Marianne can get out of the car park. Where are you
I
going?
don't know. Where am I going?
That way.
Oh, that way. Okay, we found our spot for the night. There are several apps that you can use to help you find somewhere to park up and sleep. Online, it will tell you that it's illegal to park wild camp in Florida. We've had mixed reactions to that comment, but we've signed up to Harvest Host and Boondockers, and we found this lovely little spot just off the main road in Fort Pierce. So thank you to all those Harvest Hosts and Boondockers that put yourself on the website and make yourself available to people like us who need somewhere to stay for free.
We are up bright and early this morning. Our first boondocking site here in the States was perfect. We had a fabulous night's sleep. The reason we're up so bright and early this morning and we haven't woken up yet is because this morning we are heading all the way down to the Florida Keys for lunch. If all goes according to plan, we're going to get down there for lunch and then come back to another park up that we found for tonight. Marianne's just made the coffee.
Good morning, everybody.
It was very hot last night.
Oh, it was a stinker of a hot one. Oh, we've got little USB fans. Chris bought some new ones. They're a blessing.
Yeah, without those we would have roasted. Problem with an English fan, it's fully insulated to hold the heat in, which is good in the winter, but not so much in the heat of the Florida spring. Okay, let's hit the road. Yeah, without these, we would definitely be having a bad night's sleep, rolling out of bed. Right, so 6 hours down to the Keys, which is probably about 7.5, 8 in Trudy probably. It's 7:15 in the morning.
What's really funny is one of the roads has just popped up as Lazy Hammock Lane.
This route avoids a road closure on Ronald Reagan Turnpike. You are on the fastest route. You will arrive at 13:11.
There you go, just in time for lunch. Just stopping off for fuel because once we get on the interstate, it's probably going to be more expensive. Today's going to be one of those days. The first petrol station we just stopped at had no diesel. This one declined our card. We had to go in the shop. And now it seems like the handle on the actual pump is broken and it's the only diesel pump in the petrol station.
Okay, this very lovely gentleman has just explained to us that there's a little lever. So in fact, had we read the instructions on the screen that said lift the nozzle and then lift the handle, because there's a little handle there. So if you're coming to the States, keep an eye for reading the instructions, because obviously we didn't, and then lift the little handle, which is there, which was under the nozzle, and then you just lift it up.
Right, we're hitting the road again now. We're starting afresh. Cut that, the day starts again from now. So many of you on the last video, when we said that we got stuff stolen out of Trudy, said, I hope you can claim it from the insurance, and that's not acceptable. You're right. Unfortunately, we can't claim it from the insurance, and the reason for that is when you ship your vehicle, you can only get insurance for the vehicle and not the contents. That's why we locked most of the valuables under the bed, but obviously we couldn't fit all of our belongings under the bed. What's sad is that the shipping industry, having stuff stolen from your vehicle is pretty well the norm. We were lucky when we shipped from Istanbul to the UK, everything was perfect, no problems. But when we report it to the shipping companies, they just say, yeah, it's, you know, it happens all the time. So yeah, if you ship your vehicle and it's not in a container and your stuff isn't locked up, you have a high probability that your stuff may be taken. And just for clarification, it's not the shipping agent that you use. They use a network of ships which just basically go across the route that you're planning. We're 99.99% sure that it was the crew on the ship. And for those of you that want to know the name of the ship, it's called the Morning Calypso. There's only 3 lanes on each side of this interstate, but it feels so much bigger just because of the land. Like the gap in between both sides here is huge, and the grass verge, it just feels so much wider than we're used to. So for those of you very observant, you'll notice that my beard has gone. I've shaved. I bought a new beard trimmer because mine got stolen in the shipping. I got a new beard trimmer from Walmart, and last night I treated myself to a shave. 10 years younger, at least. Got caught in a bit of early morning heavy traffic. We've still got 183 miles to go, but it's looking a little bit stormy ahead. I'm hoping to bake in the sun at lunchtime down at the quays, not sitting with an umbrella, but we'll see how this goes. So we're just looking out, the big grey cloud looks like massive grass fires. Maybe they're burning fields or something. But yeah, it definitely looks like smoke in the sky, and there's another one up ahead. So the sat-nav's just updated and told us we have another 7 hours and 45 minutes to the quays, and it was only 3 hours 45. So that means there's really bad traffic on the single lane road that is the quays. So I think we're going to change our plans and find the spot to park up that we were staying in tonight and go there, crack of dawn tomorrow morning, and then have a long drive back up to Fort Myers. There we go. We're gonna go and find Tony. Okay, we are in the right place, so we just gotta go just out of the parking lot and park behind. And he said park somewhere by the sunflowers. So this particular park up we found on an app called Harvest Hosts. It's actually owned by the same company as the Boondockers app that Marianne was talking about this morning. And it's a bit like the Park for Night app you get back in the UK, where you come to a local business. This one's a farm shop. We have to spend $20 or whatever it is in the farm shop, but you get some food and you get to stay in a good park up. It's mighty warm.
It's very warm.
For those of you wondering, it's 31 degrees centigrade today. American farm shops, how much do they cost? $13. That's about £10 plus for a jar of pickles.
But it's okay, because you buy one, get one free.
Jar of salsa, $6 a jar. Pickled garlic, $10 a jar. I don't know how much those were, but basically that came to $48, which is about 40 pounds. It's really early this morning. In fact, it's 5:24, and no, we're not awake yet. But today we're going to drive down to the Keys, and yeah, we're just up really early. So we're going to hit the road, and we'll update you once we've had a cup of coffee.
We're really happy to be awake so early.
Oh my goodness. Just got to open the gate. So the drive to the Keys should be about 3.5 hours. It's now jumped to 5.5 hours again. 5 hours 21 minutes. Does Google know what it's talking about, or are we completely insane to try and go down to the Keys and back this morning? You know how sometimes you just think things aren't meant to be, or they're trying to slow you down for a reason. So we went to the one fuel station we thought we'd fill up on the way. We went in, paid, went back to the pump. All the pumps are down. So we've just They've crashed. So we spent 10 minutes there. Now we've just arrived at the petrol station. There's only one pump with diesel. The guy's put the fuel pump in and he's gone off for a little walk. He's disappeared. Okay, we're refueled. It did decline our card at the pumps. For some reason, the Revolut card, every time you go to the pumps, it just doesn't like it. But hey ho. Okay, you know how we said the world was against us this morning. Well, Google Maps has just updated to say it's a 14-hour drive down to the Keys. The traffic, there must be an accident left over from last night. With the pumps and everything else, we've made the executive decision that it's not meant to be.
We've looked at 2 different apps to see about the traffic, and both of them are saying that there's some kind of accident. So I think we're going to have to just claim defeat.
Yeah.
And go and find something else pretty.
The sun is just coming up. How you doing, love?
I'm okay. I wanted to do it on the Keys, but it is what it is.
So we've done a U-turn, and we're heading up to Fort Myers as we make our way north now, up towards New Orleans. So we're going to spend a couple of days up in Fort Myers on the beach there. We're super lucky we got some friends that have invited us to park on their driveway whilst we're there. We've also got a meet-up tomorrow, and we're going out with a couple of tribe members for lunch.
Busy weekend!
Just driving along here, we just saw an alligator floating on the water next to us. No swimming, guys. I just saw a sign that said Panther Crossing. What is a Panther Crossing?
The place where panthers cross.
They don't have panthers in Florida, do they? We've got about 10 miles to Fort Myers Beach, and it's all starting to look very tropical with these beautiful beachfront properties, palm trees. What an adventure. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to see another video where things didn't quite go according to plan, check out this one here.